Talking Law on Radio 97, and if you have a question to do with the law, it doesn't matter what it is, if you need a little bit of help, free of charge every Thursday morning, Despina's here to answer those questions for you. Just send it to us, and there are a number of ways you can get in touch with us. We've gone through a couple of those, but you could always do it just by going to the website radio97.com.au, and you'll find a couple of ways to contact us there.
Or even on Facebook.
Through Facebook, there's a whole stack of ways to get in contact.
So many ways. Yep. Breakfast Radio 97 or Priala Legal. And just before the break, you heard another huge building company has gone into liquidation. Despina, who's the unlucky one?
Well, the company is Porter Davis. Okay, so Porter Davis went under, it was over a month ago. And it's a company, a builder that actually originated from Victoria, but it has built homes in Queensland. So I thought we'd talk about it, yet another builder that has collapsed. And for those Queenslanders who did use Porter Davis, what can you do about it and what happens from here? Because the QBCC, the Queensland Building Construction Commission, which exists in Queensland, is not there to go and notify everybody, hey, guess what? This is what you do. They are there to govern the laws, but you as a consumer, if you entered into a build contract with Porter Davis and your home was not completed, or if it was, there might have been defective work you were trying to deal with Porter Davis, it is incumbent on you to find out what you need to do. So I thought, let's talk about yet another builder that's collapsed, what you can do, and the time limits. Because there's been other builders collapse last year, and we've talked about this process before, but of course we want to do it again now because, again, it's very fresh, unfortunately, that another builder has collapsed. And I think in this market, in this climate, I personally think every builder is potentially exposed, regardless of their bank balance.
Yep. So this won't be the last one. That's what you're saying?
Oh, absolutely not. I predict there'll be more builders going under between now and the end of the year. As to who they are, I mean, I don't know, but there will be more. So as a consumer, if you're looking to build, you have to be extremely careful, far more than what you were in the past. And it is on you to do your homework, to do your research, to do your investigations and your due diligence. That's the way it is. There's no point complaining about it. If you want to embark on a build, and that's a lot of money, then you're going to have to spend that time making these investigations about this particular company. And you have the right to, because we have been in this wake of builders collapsing left, right, and centre for the past 12 to 18 months. Yeah. So it is your right to be able to do this.
Yeah, definitely.
So in Queensland, like other states, there is this home warranty scheme insurance. So we want to talk about what that means. And when a builder goes under, so if a builder goes into liquidation like Porter Davis has and other builders, the QBCC immediately cancels their builder's license. It makes sense, doesn't it? So a company that's gone into liquidation obviously can't carry on any further as a builder. So the build license is cancelled. Now, from that time of the cancellation of the builder's license, the time limit in Queensland is only 3 months for a consumer person who has been in a build contract with a builder like Porter Davis that's gone into liquidation. You've only got 3 months from the time that the license has been cancelled to lodge your claim with the QBCC. And why is that important? Because there is this home insurance warranty scheme in Queensland where you have the ability to lodge a claim with the QBCC to, come good on the insurance that you took out originally when you signed the build contract. Okay, so everybody would take out insurance because there's this warranty scheme in Queensland to cover for uncompleted works or defective work. Okay, so there are two things at play here. You've got a time limit, which is very strict. And then you've also got how much can you actually get back? And this is the sad part, and we've talked about it before on the show. Yeah. So first thing is, if you're in a situation where you've had a build contract with Porter Davis, there is information publicly available as to when they lost their license. So you could go on the QBCC website, or you could even ring the QBCC, find out the date that the license was cancelled. So that's when the 3 months runs from. Okay, and if you don't lodge your claim with the QBCC, which can be done online, of course, typically, within that 3 months, you've lost the ability to lodge a claim. So it's a very strict time frame. So if they went under about a month or so ago, and I can't remember the exact date, you've probably only got maybe 6 to 8 weeks left. Yeah. So it's not a lot of time. All right.
And the scary thing too, like you said, QBCC, they don't send out a little welcome pack. Welcome. Porter Davis has gone under. This is what you need to do. It's kind of like, they're gone, work it out yourself. So if you're not aware of these time frames, it would be devastating if it went, 2 months and you still don't know what you're doing in terms of the application or how long you have.
So by the time a home owner gets formal notification, it might have been a month or so that's passed. But so usually you'll hear about it through reading, social media, headlines, articles, etc. QBCC website does have information. So if you go onto there and you search Porter Davis, the information will come up that the license has been cancelled. If you Google Porter Davis, the information says liquidator appointed. So look into it, find out when the 3 months ends. Now, the maximum amount to claim, this is the second part, which is the little bit of a sad, devastating part. We've talked about it before, but in Queensland, the maximum amount is only $200,000.
Oh.
So it's very, very, it actually hasn't changed, to be honest, for decades. So
it should, right? It should.
Yes.
And everything is over $1 million.
I've raised that before. Query whether it should be increased, the cover itself. You can get $300,000 cover, but that would require you to have taken the extra top up, like any insurance, right at the beginning before your build even commenced. So unless you got that extra top up that you would have paid for, the maximum is $200,000. So it's not a lot of money, particularly if your build's halfway through or only just commenced, or even at the end when you get to the finishes, which is usually when you spend a lot of money finishing your build with all the inclusions and finishes and fixtures. So it's really not a lot of money. But as I said before, for what it's worth, lodge your claim. Now, if we want to talk about helpful tips for those consumers, okay?
Yep.
As much as you can. Yes, well, as much as you can. So let's talk about what's available. First of all, if you go on the QBCC website, you can search any builder by name, or if you have the license number, and you can have a look at the entire history of their build. So you can see if their license has ever been suspended in the past, if they've ever had orders for defective work, if they've had judgments issued. So things like that, rectification orders, really important to have a look at the license history of your builder. Then what you can do in Queensland is go on a website called ecourts.queensland.gov.au. And what you can do is on that website, which is free, doesn't cost anything, you can search for any past or current litigation that your builder may have been involved in. Okay, now that particular website will only search district and Supreme Court matters. It won't search magistrates court matters, and there are different limits, thresholds for values. So it will only search district and Supreme, but you can search it, and it's worth doing. I mean, you could search anybody. You can search your neighbour. I mean, you can search anyone you want. You just put the party name in, and you can see if they've had, if they've been involved in litigation. Now, if your builder has been involved in litigation, to me, that's a red flag. Why are you involved in litigation? What was it all about? Even if the matter was resolved, you want to get to the bottom of that, okay? Then you want to do a company search of the builder, which hopefully you would have already engaged a lawyer to review your build contract, and they would do their own due diligence for you, which is, let's do a company search. Who are the directors behind the company if you're not aware? And is there any noise or news about these individual directors? Okay, maybe you want to do bankruptcy searches of the individual directors. You would have thought, though, if they're bankrupt, they can't be directors. But, you never know.
No, you never know.
So those are some of the tips. The other important thing is to have a look at the build quality. You have a right to look at what this builder has built in the past, and find out, have a look at, things like the quality, what type of builds they did build. Is it different to what you're wanting to build? Is it similar? And also the timeframes. How long did it take? Did it take 12 months, 18 months, 6 months? Were there considerable delays? Can you try and find out that information if possible? And as I said, do not be shy in asking the builder for this. In this climate, every consumer should be concerned, I think, and take precautions when they're going into a build contract. And you have the right and you are entitled to get this information, because it is buyer beware.
Yeah, definitely. Great advice there from Despina Priala. Thank you so much, Despina. And if anyone does want to get in touch with you directly, where can they go?
So they can phone the office 55291294. They can email info@prialalegal.com.au. Of course, reach out on the new or my new membership on the group Facebook page if they have any comments as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Despina and Wayne.
We'll see you next week.
Are you confused about legal jargon? Do you need legal advice but don't know where to turn? Tune in to Talking Law with Despina Priala every Thursday morning at 8:30 on Radio 97. Despina, a leading lawyer with over 20 years of experience, will demystify the law and provide practical advice to help you navigate legal issues. Whether it's a family matter, a property dispute, or a business concern, Talking Law has got you covered. Don't miss out on this valuable resource. Tune in to Talking Law with Despina Priala every Thursday morning at 8:30 on Radio 97.